What's going on, my people? I hope you're all well. Hope you're having a blessed day. I've crafted together a mindset guide. Let me just say this though. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I can go way more into detail with this, but I've tried not to overwhelm it and to put all the important information just in this one guide. So let's get straight into it. So, mindset. How would you define mindset? How I would define it is I break it down. I break it down into two categories: skills of the mind and lenses of the mind. But first, let me explain who I used to be and who I am now to put things into perspective a bit. So, at 14, I was using drugs every single day. At 16, I was with drugs. I'll let you fill in the blanks. This led me to a dependent relationship with drugs. My mind was a mess, my mental health was at its lowest. I was angry, anxious, and emotionally impulsive. I had no emotional control whatsoever. My anxiety was through the roof, and I had zero control over my thoughts. I would constantly self-sabotage myself, procrastinate, and I was just a general overall loser. My head was in a consistent state of turbulence, and this went on from the age of 15 to 23. At 23, I got myself clean. I got serious about self-improvement. I started to take my well-being a lot more serious. I moved to London and got myself into a sobriety program. I conquered all of my addictions, 11 years of smoking, lifetime sugar and carb addiction, and most recently, caffeine. 3.5 years later, I'm still working on myself every single day and helping men to achieve the same freedom that I've been blessed with. Now I live a disciplined life focused on my purpose. So, skills of the mind. Skills of the mind are skills that we cultivate in order to keep our mind under control and to take us from A to B. In life, the only thing we truly control is our mind. It is our duty for ourselves and our loved ones and everyone in the world, for that matter, to get our minds under control. The three skills of the mind are awareness, discipline, and focus. Awareness. Without awareness, you can't see where you're going wrong in life. And as a result, you stay stagnant and you're just not growing. You can't see any wrongs at all. You just stay in a little bubble, just blocking out reality, being delusional. With awareness, you have the capacity to crush that little bitch which is inside your head, which we all have, who's trying to get you to go the easy route and self-sabotage yourself. Awareness is a 24/7 practice skill. It needs to be cultivated and ripped out every single day. The more present you are, the more aware you are, the better the quality of your life. Then you have discipline. Discipline is doing the things you hate, but doing them like you love them. Mike Tyson. You can't have an easy life and a disciplined life. Discipline takes sacrifice. Discipline is choosing the hard path. Discipline is hard. And a lot of people get confused with this because a lot of people tend to think that you need motivation. And yeah, you do need motivation in bursts. But look at it like this. Motivation sparks the fire. Discipline is the wood which keeps it burning and burning and burning. If it goes out again, you get a bit of motivation. You have to have a strong why, which is something I'm not going to get into right now. To build discipline, you have to do exactly what you don't want to do. So what is it that you're putting off right now that you need to be doing? Pause this video and write these things down. And then lastly, you have focus. Focus also takes discipline. It's very hard to sit locked in for 2 hours, but it's very easy to sit and doom scroll for 2 hours. The average attention span of a human is 8.25 seconds. That's down from 12 seconds from 2000. And just as reference, a goldfish has an attention span of 9 seconds. Most individuals can't focus on a task for more than 20 minutes at a time. Focus can be cultivated through meditation, reduction of caffeine, even your diet. There's other practices as well. But you can't expect to achieve your goals if you can't stay focused on getting from A to B. So I put together the mental trinity model. So this is just a representation, visual representation of all three skills and their importance. You can't have one without the other, and they're all equally as important to create the skills of the mind. Let me just say this as well. You're going to notice a lot of connections throughout this PowerPoint. You're going to see how these all interconnect within each other, especially within the lenses. So lenses of the mind. These are the way you look at the world around you as well as yourself. You have perception, self-talk, reaction, and visualization. Perception. Your perception slash perspective can change at any given moment. You decide whether something is good or bad based on the way you view the world. So, with that said, technically, there is no good or bad. Everything just is. We have a perspective and we define what things are based on that perspective. So, for example, if you're someone who's trying to stop drinking alcohol, you can have a perspective of, I'm someone who doesn't drink alcohol. I don't go to pubs. You don't see yourself in these sort of situations. You see yourself as someone else. And with that perspective change, you can then become that new person, which we'll get into. So with that said, the way you view things can change at any given moment. It just takes a change in perspective, as I just said. You can either view a situation as really bad and that you're a victim, or you can view it as a lesson and learn that there's something to take from this. There's always something to learn. From every single negative, there is a positive. People often say taking an L meaning a loss, or it can be a lesson, which is also a gain. So again, that's another perspective shift. You can look at something that you're losing, or you can look at something as you're gaining it. Then you have reaction. You have power over your own mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find great power. Marcus Aurelius. Meditations, brilliant book, highly recommend. The only thing you can control in this world is your mind. I just said that. But the sooner you accept this truth, the sooner you will find peace in external situations. This also goes back to perspective. You can either view a situation as really bad and react all emotionally and procrastinate and have a bit of self-pity and poor little lamb, poor little me, or you can take immediate action, do something about it, and get it done. You always have a choice. You always have a choice of reaction. You always have a choice on how you view the world. Then you have self-talk. The happiness of life will be determined by the quality of your thoughts. Again, Meditations, Marcus Aurelius. And this is my favorite quote. This is my motto. He is as he thinks, and there's not a truer statement out there. You are what you think you are. The way you see yourself will define the quality of your life. If you think you're a piece of shit, you're going to behave like a piece of shit. Simple as that, really. But don't also confuse it with delusion. The point I'm making is how you think about yourself. If you think good of yourself, this will improve the quality of your life. But if you have really bad self-talk and you think bad about yourself, you're going to be in a constant rut, and as a result, the quality of your life isn't going to be great. And the voice in our heads that nags us to do better is our best friend. Always remember that. Although we tend to ignore it and weep when we give in to the other voice, the inner bitch. Lastly, you have visualization. The self-image is key. It determines your value and your level of confidence. The way we see ourselves comes down to our beliefs, which also come down to our past experiences. And as a side note, I've just mentioned this already anyways, but are you seeing how everything's interconnected here? They're all just as important as each other, so you can't really have one without the other. If you want to build a strong mind, you need to cultivate all of these skills and all of these lenses in order to have a healthy viewpoint of yourself and of the world around you. Our self-image should be a realistic portrait of ourselves, not exaggerated nor underestimating ourselves. Have a clear vision of who you want to become, the man you want to become. Visualize that every day and you'll become that man. But how do you do this? So here's a little bonus. Here's a visualization exercise called mental movies. I got this from Dr. Maxwell Maltz's book, Psycho-Cybernetics. Brilliant book, top 3 of my favorite books. You want to do this for 15 minutes a day, ideally in the morning, first thing in the morning. You can do it before you go to bed, but if you have the whole day ahead of you, it's a bit better. So you want to get yourself into a quiet place where you won't be disturbed nor distracted. Close your eyes and visualize yourself sitting in a movie theater, counting down from 3 to the start of the movie. View yourself in first person, living the life you want to live in clear detail. Be sure to feel all the senses mentally. What can you smell? Can you feel the floorboards underneath your feet? Can you feel the sun on your skin? Can you feel touch? Etc, etc. The more detail you have, the more vivid you are, the better your result will be. So imagine yourself as this person living fully in accordance with what it is you want to do, and repeat affirmations to yourself in relation to the situation. For example, I'm shredded or I'm rich. And then repeat this every single morning upon awakening. So as an example, if you're someone who's trying to lose weight and you're struggling with your mindset, if you have this visualization, you're sitting there, you've got your eyes closed, you're in a gym, you've got your top off, you're seeing yourself in the mirror and you're absolutely shredded. You're peeled, you're saying to yourself over and over again, I am peeled, I have an aesthetic body, I have built a body that I am proud of. I have self-confidence. And you're seeing yourself with a six-pack. You can feel your shoes touching the floor. You can feel the cold gym air hitting your skin. You get the point. So how does this work? To tell you the truth, I don't know 100%. I'm not an expert in psychology. But I can tell you this from as far as my research is. The brain struggles to tell the difference between real and imaginary as it involves similar neural responses. The vividness of our imagination also affects our perception of reality. Everything explained on the slideshow is connected. Again, I've said that already. So with that said, I would highly recommend looking into Dr. Maxwell Maltz's book, Psychocybernetics. It is a brilliant book. And this really goes into this concept here, especially with the self-image stuff. And that is very important. I mean, they're all just as important as one another. But you need to cultivate these skills to build a strong mind. It is essential to cultivate the skills and to cultivate the lenses as well. And repetitions, repetitions, repetitions. This isn't something that's just going to happen overnight, okay? This is going to take guidance. And as I said, there's a lot more I could have went into in this slideshow, but I didn't want to overwhelm it. So I've just put in the most important points. So please, if you enjoyed the slideshow, please like, comment and subscribe. There's more guides coming. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you found value